In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Tuesday, July 23rd. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our July 23rd Tuesday MLB slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJetsD. And don't forget about that Patreon. We're going to get to that very, very soon. But right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel. Currently at 7.21 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single damn day. All right. So continue to do so. Like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a broader audience here. So it's very, very crucial that you guys continue to show up and show out. I appreciate all you guys' love and support, and I'm going to keep bringing you this free content. All right. Now, for that Patreon, this is still early. So all we have is the early game, and we were all over the Yankees. All over the Yankees. And I'm telling you, when I mean we was all over the Yankees, all over them. All right. So for the early game slate, we gave out, obviously, Yankees on the money line. So with that, I gave out the home runs. All right. My favorite home run was Juan Soto. He came through. Not only that, I gave out Jose Siri and Austin Wells, and I gave out Ahmad Rosario. But what I did was I did like a little ladder. So I did Juan Soto, I did Siri, Soto, and I did Siri, Wells, and Soto. So as you can see, 5 for 693. All of them came through on that home run parlay right there, plus 13,000. Plus 13,000. That was a phenomenal hit with the profit boost. I had Siri and Soto, as you can see right here. That came through 10 for 212. I had the over as well, over 8.5 in the game. And obviously the money line of the Yankees. And just for shits and giggles here, I threw a little bit on Juan Soto for hit 2 home runs, and that came through as well. All right, so we are on fire on the Patreon. People are eating over here. That chat is going crazy as well. Join the community. It's not just me. Some days it's me. Some days it's someone else. Join the community right now. That Patreon link is provided down below. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and SIGNUP Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up on the Tuesday slate here, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates 50-49 going against the St. Louis Cardinals 52-47. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Pirates as home favorites minus 180 with the comeback of the St. Louis Cardinals at a plus 150. Pitching matchup here is between Lance Lynn, who is 5-4 with a 4.39 ERA, a 1.39 WHIP, going against Paul Skeens, who is 6-0, a 1.90 ERA, and a 0.92 WHIP. All right, now for this matchup here, Paul Skeens is the phenom. This is the MLB's treasure pitcher right here. He has literally been untouchable. All right, he's been absolutely phenomenal, coming onto the scene and already pitching for the All-Star game. So tons of accolades are going to come his way for Paul Skeens. This is going to be a very tough matchup for that Cardinals crew here, especially at home, okay? Lance Lynn, on the other hand, he has a very bad ERA on the road with a 5.36 road ERA. He's had a lot of blow-up spots on the road as well. He's given up 10 earned runs against Washington, 5 earned runs against the Miami Marlins. So definitely he is dangerous on the road where he can give up a lot of runs here. He already faced his Pirates team earlier in the season, 4 innings pitched, 3 earned runs in that game. So they hit him up a little bit in that one, and he wasn't able to go deep, and they went into that bullpen. So I'm going to be going with the side of the Pirates here. Paul Skeens, I'm not going to fade him. Give me the Pirates on the money line. I would consider that -1.5 as well. And give me the under 7.5 runs. In Yankee Stadium here, we got the Subway Series. New York Yankees 60-42 going up against the New York Mets 50-48. Looking at these two here, we have the Yankees as home favorites -160 with the comeback of the New York Mets at a +135. Total is currently off, no total yet. But if we're looking at these two pitchers here, Jose Quintana and Luis Gil, I would say around that 7.5 to 8 range would be the total in this particular spot. Quintana is 4-6 with a 4.13 ERA and a 1.26 WHIP. Luis Gil is 10-5 with a 3.17 ERA and a 1.08 WHIP. All right, Quintana has some struggles on the road. His ERA is at a 4.79, and he has struggled. No, excuse me. The Yankees have struggled against him. So Quintana has pitched as a lefty. He's pitched very well against this Yankees team currently constructed. Luis Gil has been one of the young studs for this rotation of the Yankees here. His only issue here has been giving up power to lefties, okay? So we definitely got to watch out for that. And earlier in the season against the Mets, they were able to get to Luis Gil early and often. That game, that's one of the wild games for Luis here. He tends to have these wild games. It comes far and few between where he throws a lot of walks. So in that game against the Mets, it was 4 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, and 4 walks. So when you get a game where Luis throwing up a lot of walks here, it tends to be an avalanche. So hopefully that's not one of the spots here for him, because if you add in walks and home runs, you can come with a very big problem here. But Luis Gil, for the whole entirety of this season so far, has been very good and has a very high strikeout rate. So in this particular game here, we have two strengths. Quintana has pitched well against the Yankees. Gil, I'm going to go with his strong suit here in strikeout department. And this is not a lefty. He is a righty pitcher. So give me the under in this game between these two teams. When they meet up, it's usually tightly contested here. Give me the under on the 7.5 or 8, whatever the total is going to be. I like the under. And give me the Yankees to eke out this first win here. Because if we go back to the meeting earlier in the season, that was a sweep by the New York Mets. Yankees are going to be motivated in this spot here. Give me Yankees on the money line. Next game up, we have the Minnesota Twins here going up against the Philadelphia Phillies. Looking at the current odds, Phillies are road favorites here, -165 on that money line with the comeback of the Twins at a +140. All right, the probable pitching matchup here is Zach Wheeler going up against Simeon Woods Richardson. Okay, Zach Wheeler is 10-4 with a 2.70 ERA, 0.99 WHIP. Woods Richardson has been phenomenal, very consistent, reliable pitcher here for the Twins. 3-1 with a 3.51 ERA and a 1.15 WHIP. All right, that total is at a 7.5. For this particular spot here, Zach Wheeler, he has some big home road splits. Okay, at home his ERA is at a 1.77. On the road, he's a little more susceptible here with a 4.17 road ERA. And on the road, he's letting lefties get to him, all right? He's giving up a 2.53 home run per 9, a 282 batting average, and a WHIP at 1.73. The xFIP is almost at 6 at 5.90. And he's going to see 6 lefties in this lineup here of the Twins. So there's going to be a very formidable matchup going up against Zach Wheeler here. Simeon Woods Richardson, on the other hand, like I said, has been super, super reliable. He's getting a below average and whip to both lefties and righties. His little weak spot is going to be righty power, all right? Phillies do have some solid power bats that are right-handed. For this particular game, I'm going to be going with the over 7.5. I like the runs. I like the Twins matching up against Wheeler. I like the lefties going up against Wheeler. Plus, this Phillies offense is very formidable. I can see Simeon giving up a few runs here and there. So over on the 7.5, and give me the underdog here in the Twins. I like them +140 on the money line in this spot here. Next up in Globe Life Field here, Texas Rangers 47-52 going up against the Chicago White Sox 27-74. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the Texas Rangers as short home favorites. So it's very interesting to see here. This is your opportunity if you could consider the Chicago White Sox because of the pitching matchup here. Texas Rangers minus 125, comeback of the White Sox at a plus 105. The total is set at 7.5. For the pitching matchup here, we got one of the aces for the Chicago White Sox here. Garrett Crochet has come onto the scene and has been absolutely phenomenal this year. 6-6, 3.02 ERA, 0.95 whip. All right, absolutely phenomenal. Very, 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 very high strikeout rate here. All right. John Gray, on the other hand, 4-4 with a 3.96 ERA and a 1.32 whip. All right. So Crochet, we already know it. Insane K rate. Young phenom for the White Sox. His issue is going to be righty power. He's given up a 1.77 home run per 9, and he gives up a little bit of hits to lefties here with a 1.50 whip when it's a lefty versus lefty matchup. For the Rangers and John Gray, all right, he's bad to both lefties and righties. This is a spot where White Sox could get cooking. He has a big power issue against lefties. A 3.77 home run per 9, a 302 batting average, a 1.47 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.39. So absolutely putrid against lefties. Against righties, he's given up a 295 batting average, a 1.35 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.13. So in a spot where the White Sox do struggle to get some offense going, this is a pitcher where they can definitely take advantage of. So in this spot here, give me the plus 1.5. I know it's minus 200, but I think it's a pretty safe bet here to secure a win or a parlay piece. If we're looking to be a little more advantageous, let's take advantage of Garrett Crochet in the first 5 innings. So I would take the White Sox in the first 5 innings. For the full game, take the plus 1.5. And for the over-under, I would lean towards the under 7.5 runs. In Wrigley Field, the next game up, we have the Chicago Cubs 48-53 going against the Milwaukee Brewers 57-42. Looking at the current odds here, Chicago Cubs slight home favorites minus 125 on our money line with the comeback of the Brewers here at plus 105. Pitching matchup, Colin Rea, who is 9-3 with a 3.77 ERA, a 1.21 whip, going up against Jameson Taillon, 7-4 with a 3.10 ERA and a 1.16 whip. All right, so Colin Rea here, he's been pretty decent, pretty reliable for the Brewers, especially at home, but he is struggling on the road. When we're looking at his numbers against the lefties here, he's given up a 1.37 home run per 9, a whip at 1.41, and the xFIP is at 4.97, so almost 5 xFIP. Against righties, it's a 1.48 whip, and the xFIP is almost at 6 with a 5.38. So this is a good spot here for both lefties and righties here on the Chicago Cubs side. Jameson Taillon has been very, very solid for the Chicago Cubs. And in each and every game, he's given up at least 2 or 3 runs in each and every game. He has that bend but don't break mentality when he's pitching. So I'm going to be rolling with the pitcher that's been a little more consistent here. And he pitched well going up against the Brewers a couple weeks ago, Jameson Taillon. So I think he keeps that rolling here. I think the Cubs take advantage of Colin Rea here in this spot on the road. And if we're looking at it, the Cubs just struggled against the Arizona Diamondbacks here. I think they're going to take advantage of this spot at home, going up against the Brewers in their rivalry here in division. So give me the Cubs on the money line minus 125. And whatever the total is going to come out to be, probably going to be around that 7.5 to 8 range, depending on the wind. Remember, Chicago, wind is a big factor. If the wind is blowing out, I like the over. If it's blowing in, give me the under. So for this, just for saying say if the total is at 7.5, I'll take the over and give me the main play, Cubs on the money line. Next up in T-Mobile Park here, Seattle Mariners 53-48 going against the Los Angeles Angels 42-57. Looking at the current odds right here, we have the Mariners as home favorites minus 185. Angels on the comeback at a plus 155. Total set at 7.5. All right. For the pitching matchup, Jose Soriano is going up against Logan Gilbert. Soriano is 5-7 with a 3.71 ERA, a 1.20 WHIP. Logan Gilbert, one of the aces of the Mariners here, 6-5 with a 2.79 ERA and a 0.87 WHIP. For Logan Gilbert, like I said, one of the aces of the Mariners here, has a low average and a low WHIP. This is a very strong spot here. When you get Gilbert at home in Seattle, his little issue is going to be power righties. All right, Angels struggle offensively anyway, but there are some guys here that can promote a little bit of a obstacle here for Logan Gilbert. So watch out for power righties going up against him. His home run per 9 he's given up is at a 1.26. All right, Soriano is a guy I love to attack. This is a righty pitcher that can't pitch to righties. Every time I get that, we're going to take advantage of it. Griffin Canning, take advantage of it. Zach Littell for the Rays, take advantage of it. All right. So, righty that can't pitch to righties, he's given up a 1.05 home run per 9, a 281 batting average, a WHIP at almost 2 at 1.57, and the xFIP is at 4.20. I think this is a strong spot here for the Seattle Mariners. Give me them on the money line. I would consider the -1.5 just because of how bad the Angels are, and you're going up against one of your stronger pitchers as well. So Mariners on the money line, Mariners -1.5 in the under 7.5. Next up in Oakland Coliseum here, we have the Oakland Athletics 39-62 going up against the Houston Astros 52-47. For the current odds right now, we have road favorites Houston Astros, all right, -135 with the comeback of Oakland at +115. Total runs set at 8.5. For this particular pitching matchup here, Jake Bloss, all right, 4.70 ERA, 1.57 WHIP. Very, very short sample size here. We're going to talk about him a little bit more. Going up against Osvaldo Bido, who's 1-1 with a 3.44 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. All right, so this is a bullpen game for the Oakland Athletics. Osvaldo Bido is going to come in for 2 or 3 innings. So this is a bullpen game here. And technically, the Oakland Athletics have one of the top 10 bullpens in the league. So this is not a spot where you can fully take advantage of them. But for Beto here, he does have a high whip to lefties. So maybe some lefties here. They don't have that many lefties on the Astros lineup, but the 2 lefties that they do have, he's giving up a 1.58 whip, okay, to lefties. All right. Now, Jake Bloss on the other side here, this is him learning the ropes here. This is his first time up in the big leagues. This has been a limited sample size here, and he hasn't gone deep as well. In his first 2 starts, he's gone around 4 innings pitched in both games. So very, very small sample size. They got a leash on him as well. And this is going to be a bullpen game as well. And the bullpen struggled. He struggles against lefties if we're looking at Jake Bloss. All right, so we have a little bit of a conundrum here. Bullpen versus bullpen. Both of these bullpens are strong. Something's got to give. All right, something's got to give in this spot. I would lean towards the Oakland Athletics in this spot, taking advantage of the young pitcher here who's still learning the curve. Got some issues when we're looking at the ERA and WHIP. And against the lefties, there's another question mark here. There's a spot where you might overthink when you're looking at Astros against Athletics and you see Beto. But this is a spot I like the underdog here. So give me the +1.5 on the Oakland Athletics and give me the over 8.5 runs. I think things go a little bit crazy here between Bloss and getting in the bullpens of both teams here for the Astros and the Athletics. Okay. Last but not least, we have a California matchup here. LA Dodgers going up against the San Francisco Giants. Dodgers are 59-41. Giants are 48-52. Looking at the current odds, Dodgers are home favorites -150 with the comeback of the Giants at a +125. These 2 teams really go at it. They play each other tough. The total for this matchup here, 8.5. All right. Pitching matchup, Jordan Hicks, 4-6 with a 3.79 ERA, a 1.36 WHIP. Going up against Landon Knack here, 1-2 with a 3.23 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP. All right. Now, Landon Knack here, first few starts, have been pretty solid. All right. The last three have been concerning. He's given up a lot of power to both lefties and righties. In this short sample size, he's already given up 8 home runs. So that's going to be a concern here for them. Giants bats are in a very good spot. Jorge Soler, Wilmer Flores, other guys like that are in a very good spot going up against Landon Knack. All right. For his home run per 9, he's given up a 2.41 home run per 9 to righties, and to lefties a 1.33. So the home runs are the issue. The average and the whip is low. So home runs against Knack, hits and average are very low. So he's kind of limiting damage, but he's giving up home runs. So it's a weird conundrum here with him. Jordan Hicks, he's been pretty solid. He's been great at home as well for the Giants, but this is a road spot here. He's still been a consistent guy for the Giants in this rotation. He's given up hits to lefties. That's his main issue. Right now, the batting average he's given up is at a 266 batting average, a 1.71 whip, and the xFIP is almost 5 at 4.99. So the lefties in this lineup that are very good in a good spot here against Hicks are Ohtani, Gavin Lux, Freddie Freeman, and Jason Hayward. These guys just hit a home run against the Boston Red Sox here. So they got some hot bats coming in, going up against Jordan Hicks here. Give me the Dodgers in this spot here, taking advantage of Jordan Hicks' struggles against lefties. And if I had to go with a total, give me the over on the 8.5 here. These guys, the Giants and the Dodgers, usually battle it out in a back and forth type of matchup. So Dodgers and the over on the 8.5. That's going to be our selections for the Tuesday slate in MLB. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know some of the plays or props you got for Tuesday as well down below. Or if you just want to say what's up, I'll say what's up back to you. Now, if you want to sign up for that Patreon, that link is provided down below. You're getting daily bets. You're getting future bets. And you're getting access to the chat. All right. All that is in that Patreon link provided down below. And I'll be back with another video very soon. All right. Peace out.